Hello and welcome to Distributed Systems and Blockchain in the News. My name is Thomas Boczek and the first article is about Satoshi Nakamoto, or at least the man who claims to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Craig Wright, who still fails to deliver a proof, for example, that he owns or he has the public-private key pair to the first blocks mined in Bitcoin. And it's the following tweet here. So Craig Wright is a chief scientist at nChain, and recently the group CEO has now resigned due to allegations to defraud its shareholders. And he reported this to the board, but nothing happened, so he resigned. And this is a quote that I'm going to read. I also have reported that I have found compelling evidence that Dr. Craig Wright has manipulated documents with the aim to deceive the court. He is Satoshi. So that's for the Satoshi Nakamoto story. It's still not clear who Satoshi Nakamoto is, so the hunt is still on. The DeFi and Web3 hacks continue. Mixing Network, a decentralized platform, it's this article here, they lost 200 million in a hack linked to a third-party cloud service provider. Mixing Network has proposed a 20 million bug bounty to the responsible hacker in exchange to return the funds, so roughly 10%. As the majority of the stolen assets belong to users. While Mixing Network confirmed the breach, full details of the exploit haven't been provided yet. The founder of Mixin assured that the company would compensate affected user of up to 50%, and for the rest they will compensate in bond tokens, which Mixin Network would later buy back. And cross-chain protocols in decentralized finance, they are particularly vulnerable, and they account for roughly 50% of the DeFi related hacks. The next hack, it's this one here from Huobi. This is a bit smaller. It's this article here. The Huobi Global Crypto Exchange was hacked on the 24th of September. The resulting loss is almost $8 million in cryptocurrency. And also Huobi, they offered a white hat bonus. So if 5% is returned, so Mixin, they offered 10%, Huobi now they offered 5%. If they are returned by October 2nd, they can have the 5%. The hack was confirmed from multiple parties, and also blockchain analytics platform confirmed this hack. For example, Arkham Intelligence and Cyverse here. Huobi states that the user funds were safe and that the exchange will cover all the losses. The next article, this is an update since I reported in the lecture 1, in the first lecture in the news section, that Vitalik Buterin's Twitter account was hacked. Vitalik Buterin is one of the co-creators of Ethereum, and the Twitter account or the hacker then promoted a crypto scam, and now Vitalik mentioned how the hacker got his account, and it's this tweet here. This is from Warpcast, and he stated, "Finally got back my T-Mobile account. Yes, it was a SIM swap, meaning that somebody social engineered T-Mobile itself to take over my phone number." And a SIM swap is one type of fraud where an attacker can convince a mobile carrier that I'm actually the owner of this phone number. And this is mostly used for two-factor authentication, because you get a SIM with the 2FA confirming that something needs to be changed. So this seems to be rather easy. If you need 2FA, mobile phone is maybe not the best choice. The last article is not about cryptocurrency. It's about Quadlets and Docker Compose that we have covered in the distributed systems lecture. The blog, that one here, this blog highlights the potential of Quadlets as an alternative to Docker Compose for container management. And I really enjoyed reading this article here. It shows examples of how it will look like, how it's working. And under the hood, this is also a good article. Under the hood, what happens is that Quadlet, they generate a config file. And based on the config file, they provide this systemd config file that lets you start your container with systemd instead of the Docker daemon. And systemd is an init system used in various Linux distributions. It's it's a standard init system these days, and it does bootstrap the user space and manages server processes. Whether systemd is a good approach or if there are better init systems, that's a different story, but it nicely integrates into systemd. And the blog is about Quadlets might make me finally stop using Docker Compose. Well, for me personally, I will not stop using Docker Compose, especially for the use case to spin up a local environment. Because the beauty of Docker Compose there is that you have everything in one file. You do Docker Compose up and everything builds. You have everything nicely together and it just works. For Quadlets, as explained here, you have per Quadlet, you have your own file. Then based on that file, this config file here, you generate then systemd config files, which needs to be then started with systemd. It looks a bit more complicated. So that's why I will stick with Docker Compose for spinning up a local environment. What is interesting about Quadlets is, for example, when you run your containers in production, because now if you want to just run the containers, you have it in your Docker environment, and in production, this could be a lightweight approach without any kind of orchestration that works with modern Linux systems. So you have your container started with systemd, and that could be a lightweight approach. So that's why I think Quadlets are quite interesting, not to replace Docker Compose, but for making it a lightweight production environment. So that's it from the news section. If you have any news that you think I missed, please send me a message and I will include it.